The excitement for Paldea Evolved continues to... What's good? Welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our look at early Paldea Evolved deck profiles. On this archetype today, we have Fuecoco, the dinosaur that has the lights on and nobody home. The fire croc, musician, clown, dinosaur thing, Skeledirge EX. If you enjoy this content, be sure to go check out another video on the channel. It would greatly help me out and let me know that you're enjoying what I'm doing. If you don't like what I'm doing, be sure to let me know in the comments below. We're playing 4 copies of our beloved Fireboy. So Fuecoco appreciation right there. Doesn't matter what art you pick. I love this one. The illustration rare is beautiful with him in the shopping cart. The whole line is adorable. Pick your favorite starter and roll with it. We are going to quickly try to evolve them up to Crocolore. Unfortunately, we're not a water Pokemon, so we do need to play at least one of the middle stage. But what's not to love? Looks like he's rocking a little sombrero there. I'm not sure what it is. Flaming egg just in there because it's Fuecoco themed. But the key attacker in the deck, Skeledirge EX. 340 hit point fire Pokemon. That is still the biggest number in the game in terms of hit points. We're gonna need every point of it for this Pokemon. It is also weak to water, which is unfortunate. But what's it do? What's the payoff? So for 1 fire energy, Vitality Song does 50 damage and it heals 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. We'll play some damage modifiers so we can hit upwards of 80 damage and get those key evolving basic Pokemon and heal our numbers. Second attack, for 2 fire energy, Burning Voice does 270 damage and this attack does 10 less for each damage counter on this Pokemon. The central strategy of the deck, I'm gonna tip my hand a little early, is to heal this Pokemon as frequently as possible and max out on that Burning Voice. I'll show you the way we get there as we go, but that's the key idea. Heal, hit, and so on. But what if that's not working? What's our backup plan? What about those 1 prize decks? Well, we have 1 copy of Scarlet and Violet Skeledirge. It's a 1 prize Pokemon, 180 hit points, which is still relatively bulky. And for 1 fire energy, does 50 damage. Again, with our modifiers, it can be 80 damage. And lets us accelerate 2 basic fire energy from our discard pile to our Pokemon in any way you like. It also does 190 for 3, so with a belt it goes up to 220, which catches, evolving basic V Pokemon. How do we keep the energy on the board and doing what we want to do? Well, I consider the Charizard from Pokemon Go. I will say adding an additional stage 2 line in this deck and not being a water type felt really bad in playtesting. So I'm going to keep it simple for the video now, and I will make some suggestions if you want to get a little clever, tech it out, so on. But we're going with Charcadet. So 2 copies, it does 30 damage, discards an energy. 2 copies of the Armarouge from the Scarlet and Violet base set. What it does, which allows us to do the things we want to do, as often as you like during your turn, you can move a fire energy from one of your bench Pokemon to your active. We will heal, pop it over to the Skeledirge, or we will put it around the board and switch and move and heal and so on. It's great. It's a good time. We are also playing some support Pokemon. We've got 1 copy of Bidoof because I just really love that Pokemon. 1 copy of Industrious Incisors because I found my hand getting played down relatively low and we want to constantly see an influx of cards. We are playing 1 copy of Delphox V. So how do we up trade with those 1 prize decks? Well, in theory, we're going to use Delphox. For 3 energy, it does 120 to the active. Put 2 energy on this Pokemon into the Lost Zone. If you do, 120 snipe to something on the bench. We can pick off 2 small evolving Pokemon. After we deal with the Manaphy, we can soften something up and then finish it off. That 270 is not as painful with this card as it is without. We are also playing Radiant Charizard. Why did I go with this one over Radiant Greninja? We don't play enough fire energy to utilize Radiant Greninja effectively, and having a 250 1 prize Pokemon that's smacked, we've got some pretty decent numbers, and if anything escapes us, we can figure it out. We also play 1 copy of Drapion. We do not have the cleanest of answers to Mew, and I like making that deck super fun. We're gonna need all the help we can get, and Drapion is here. 1 copy of the brand new Squawkabilly. So Show Off is only used on the first turn of the game. You can only use 1, but if you do use it, discard your hand and draw 6 cards. It allows us to do 20 damage and put 2 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, which could also charge up a Skeledirge for the following turn. It allows us to dig through our deck a little more aggressively. We do want to be aggressive, and we would like to see our energy in the discard pile rather than in our hand. And last but not least, the Radiant Greninja Protector, Manaphy. It's here for the bench barrier. It protects our bench. And then jumping into our item count. For Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from your hand, search for any Pokemon, reveal it. Nice. Battle VIP Pass. You can only use it on the first turn of the game. Search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench. We want explosive draw, we want a wide board. Most decks want a wide board. And VIP just allows us to really cash in on that pivotal first turn of the game. Walkability and VIP Pass, you'll get a lot of value. 4 copies of Rare Candy. Unfortunately, we still have to evolve up to a stage 2. Rare Candy lets us choose a basic Pokemon, skip the stage 1, and evolve up to the stage 2. You can't use it the turn it's come into play, but that's not a problem. We'll go straight from Lil Derp up to big Dino Dragon thingy, I don't know, and just keep going. We are playing 3 copies of Switch. Remember how I said we're gonna take damage, then we're gonna switch, move it off, and then heal? Switch allows us to do that. We are playing 1 of the newly reprinted Super Rod, which lets us shuffle up to 3 Pokemon and or basic energy from our discard pile into our deck. Item-based recovery is nice. Whether I use it or not is to be seen. I did like it in early testing though. 1 copy of Palpad. We don't want to max out our healing cards, so I put Palpad in rather than playing 4 of the healing cards. And then we are playing 2 tool cards. 1 Choice Belt, which lets us do 30 more damage to Pokemon V. It lets Skeledirge, the 1 prize, hit relevant numbers on. It also lets Radiant Charizard uptrade on Pokemon V Star. We are also playing 1 copy of Cleansing Gloves. This is a very particular matchup, so it lets Skeledirge hit for 80 damage, which can knock out Evolving Curlius and Gardevoir, which people are anticipating to be the best deck in format. It also lets you hit those damn Comfies in the Lost Box matchup, so we can knock one out and heal 30 across our board if they decide to pepper in damage. Those are the 2 reasons I put it in there. Sometimes I put cards in, and hilariously, they find multi-purpose that I did not anticipate when I initially put them in. I focus in on 1 or 2 decks, miss a few others, and accidentally cover a few others that are relevant as well. So keep that in mind. I'm not a perfect deck builder and I do make mistakes from time to time, but it's fun to include. We are playing the brand new supporter, Iono. So each player shuffles their hand and places it at the bottom of your deck. Do not put it back into your deck. That's prize penalty or game loss. And then draw a card for each prize card you have remaining. It's a comeback card. It is a shuffle draw 6 in the early stages. Being a stage 2, I expect them to take the early prize, which can punish them and give us a small advantage. Draw 6, they draw 5 or draw 4, you name it. Iono is a very great card that I think will serve a lot of value. It also plays in with Vivero. We're playing 2 copies of Cheryl, so heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon. If you do, discard all energy from these Pokemon. Don't worry, we're going to heal the Skeledirge, we're going to reset the energy, we're going to put them on the Armarouge. We can also heal the Armarouge. Those are the 2 key targets, but we're going to try to keep that big dino alive for as long as possible, and Cheryl allows us to accomplish that goal. We're playing 2 copies of Boss's Orders, just lets us pick our target, what we're going to knock out. We're playing 2 copies of Arven. So it lets you search for a tool card and an item card. So Battle VIP Pass or Ultra Ball or Rare Candy. And then the Choice Belt or Cleansing Gloves. Arven could be a cuttable card for Professor's Research. The card is very lackluster, but I felt like it was worth including since I get so many people say, why didn't you play Arven? Arven is good in this deck. Please test it out and then show me a winning list that includes Arven as a more than a 1 of. 3 copies of Magma Basin. So once during your turn, each player may attach a fire energy from their discard pile to one of their benched fire Pokemon. If a player attached energy to a Pokemon in this way, it takes 2 damage. We will Magma Basin to Armarouge, Armarouge fire off to Skeledirge, and then we will attach return. It did not take any damage in the process, so it is still hitting for the full 270. And then when it heals with Cheryl, we just rinse and repeat. It allows us to get multiple attachments per turn, and anytime we're cheating a game mechanic by actually playing the game, not just straight up cheating. What did he say? It's good. The last part of the deck, we are playing 9 fire energy. So we've got 5, 4. Got my dice at home today. They might be off screen, but that's okay. Our biggest attacker hits for free. We just want to see them often enough to basin them and Ultra Ball them and at least keep 1 in hand. 9 is just a plentiful number that where some are in the bin and some are in our hand. Super Rod is also live to kind of recycle the ones we do need. This is the deck profile. I'm aware we have Luminous Energy. I'm aware we have Cerulege. That is a psychic Pokemon that allows you to hit for additional type weakness. We can put, there's a handful of different Pokemon in there that you could certainly include. Let me know what you would change. What would you include? Where do you think this deck falls? Is it bulk? We are getting a Terrestrial Skeledirge EX. Could be Dark, could be Ghost. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm really hoping they give it Psychic type. So then we have Fire and Psychic in the deck and it justifies playing the Cerulege. I don't know. It's the one with the swords. But until next time, guys, take care.